Alright everyone, welcome back to Nailz by Sora, and this is video 3 on my Beetlejuice series, and we are doing Adam. Adam came together a little bit more easily than Barbara, less detailed, more of just a mask with hollowed out eyes, no real mouth structure or anything. The only thing that I really had any, not necessarily difficulty with, but something that took a little bit more work was the kind of like a rooster a thing up on top of the head. I don't know what you call it, but basically in the movie when Adam is stretching his face, he puts his hand up through his mouth and creates like the hollowed out impression of his hand going up through his skull. So I did that independently of the rest of it, and you'll see later on in the video how I did that. But right now I'm just smoothing out the different portions of his face, and it kind of comes together in like a triangular shape because it's elongated. So you've got the pronounced structure of the jawline and the widened skull up around his eyes. So I did it in, I believe, 5 different parts where I tried to go and separate out each little area or shape and create them independently, and then merge them together using the silicone tool and a little bit of alcohol to help with smoothing and to minimize sticking of the gel on the implement, which with Nailz by Dev, her Trippy Gels, there really isn't any stick to it unless you overheat it working it with your hands. But generally speaking, her products are extraordinarily easy to work with and a lot of fun, and it makes modeling so much easier, and I love it so much. I need to think of other projects to do with it going into the holiday season, maybe 3D Christmas trees or ornaments, maybe a gonk here or there, but that's for later. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And while you're at it, let me ask you if you could please like this video and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Hit that notification bell so that you always know when new videos are available. And now I'm just hollowing out the eyes. Like I said, there's no eyeballs or anything. It's just an elongated skull structure. And I'm using the same beige skin tone Trippy Gel that I used with Barbara. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the cards at the end, along with the first video, which was Delia's sculpture of the chair. And there's only one video to come, which we'll post in 2 days. That will be the snake. And in hindsight, I kind of wish I had planned that nail out a little bit better, because when I was finishing up, I actually thought to look up a picture of it, and I forgot that it had that kind of face within a face structure where it opens up its mouth and there's still like another snake inside. It's like a, snake eating another snake. So maybe I'll come back to that, or maybe, food for thought for next Halloween season, but let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's finish off this year, which is going exceedingly quickly. And yeah, so I'm going to let the rest of this video play out. It's pretty straightforward. Just going to finish up smoothing out the skull and then going in and painting it. And I will wrap up at the end. So actually, I just wanted to touch on how I shaped this structure that's attached to the top of the skull. So I'm just rolling finger-like pieces and sticking them together, kind of like shaping a hand. And I had thought about trying to attach it to the skull as it is and then curing it, but I didn't want it to flop over. It needed to have some strength to it. So I'm pinching them together, and then I'm just going to hold my hand under the light to flash cure it so that it has enough stability to stand up on its own. And then, unfortunately, since it stuck to my glove, the underside was flat instead of rounded like the top side that you can see in the video. So what I ended up doing is going in with a glass file and just smoothing out the edges so that they weren't so harsh and flat. And then I used, what did I use? I believe I used another piece of the neutral Trippy Gel just to get it to stick to the top of the skull, and then smoothed that down so that it was flush to the skull and cured the whole piece together. And as you can see here, it was somewhat stuck to my glove, so I had to work with it very gingerly just to peel it up so that I didn't break any of the pieces off. But here I am going in with a little bit of acetone, not acetone, sorry, a little bit of alcohol. Was I using acetone? I think I was using acetone to try to melt the edges, and it really wasn't doing anything. So then I went in with the glass file just to have something small enough and pointed enough that I can get into the creases in between the individual sections and smooth it down. So I finished this one with a good coating of Velvet Matte Top Coat because it is a skull and it is not shiny. And that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.